punishment by process. Most of these cases are going to fail. They're tissue thin and they're full of arguably gross errors. But it will cost people a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of reputational damage. Here, Leland, is the great paradox. Donald Trump hates James Comey, former head of the FBI. Trump probably won in 2016 because Comey blundered into the campaign late to reignite the controversy about Hillary Clinton's private server. Donald Trump owes Alvin Bragg and Letitia James because until these indictments started to fall, he was far from certain to win the Republican nomination. At one point, Governor DeSantis of Florida was in some polls ahead of him by 15 or 20 points. As soon as the indictments came in, the Republican scramble for the nomination ended. Nothing.
Because everybody had to rally around.
Exactly.
Around Donald Trump. Enemies list, we put it up earlier: Letitia James, James Comey, John Bolton, Adam Schiff, Liz Cheney, Jack Smith, Lisa Cook, former President Biden. Among those, are there any for whom, in your mind, an indictment would be justified? Not that I can think of. I mean, there are lots of people up there, beginning with Comey, whose behavior has been bad and who have contributed to our current climate. But we don't want to criminalize bad behavior. We don't want to make everything a crime. Right. On the other hand, I think it's important to note with the Tish James indictment, it is different than the James Comey indictment because the facts seem to speak for themselves pretty clearly that she signed this affidavit saying, hey, I'm not going to rent this house out, got a better interest rate, and never lived in it and rented it out immediately. At some point, and by the way, we should just be fair, her post in 2024, when powerful people cheat to get better loans, it comes at the expense of hardworking people. Everyday Americans can't lie to a bank to get a mortgage, and if they did, our government would throw the book at them. There simply can't be different rules for different people, okay? At some point, if it's a public official acting badly for something for which she says she should know better, doesn't it need to be held to account?
Probably, and in which case Trump wins again, because this is pretty much what he's saying about one of the current members of the Federal Reserve Board. Even though what she just said about her mortgage, she said before she became a member of the Federal Reserve Board. Still, Trump can say, okay, if Letitia James says, oh, this is not significant, what about the other person?
Chuck Schumer, this is what tyranny looks like. President Trump is using the Justice Department as his personal attack dog, targeting Attorney General Tish James for the crime of prosecuting him for fraud and winning. One U.S. attorney already refused the case, so Trump handpicked an unqualified hack who would go after another political enemy. This is injustice, is revenge. Should horrify every American who believes no one is above the law. You made the point already that this has been done on to Donald Trump already, and Democrats didn't care about it. Do the American people sort of now see lawfare from both sides as something that they are no longer outraged over, or do the midterms do the same to Democrats what the lawfare against Donald Trump did to his campaign?
It's hard for me to believe that many months from now, on November 26th, this will still be on people's minds. Might be, because these might still be percolating through the courts. However, it's also possible the American people will say that, that's the way they think of Washington anyway, a bunch of unruly 8-year-olds, stop it. You and your sister, go to your room, no dessert tonight. That, I think, the electorate might be in a parental mood by then.
Well, I can't imagine what no dessert would look like to many members of Congress. Mr. Will, thank you as always, sir.
Glad to be with you.
Good to see you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.